Okay, hi, I'm Sierra.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ariel.
And this is our last video for Global Realities, tier. We kind of thought for our last video, we would just kind of sum up what we thought about the term and what we really learned in this class and yeah. So Ariel, you go first.
All right, so even though this class has sort of been skipping around a lot, and we haven't really gotten a definite direction to go towards, I actually really learned a lot, like how everything is sort of connected to each other, from everything from commercialism to the environment, basically, about how the smaller end of the food chain, for example, will ultimately, even though you don't think they're that important, affect everything else. So just the little things like the pollution that's created or the amount of shopping and everything that everyone does will ultimately affect the environment, which in turn affects us.
Yeah.
So the thing that I kind of learned is that, the things that people say are going to help save the planet, like, turning off the water when you brush your teeth, actually aren't. I know that it's kind of a sad way to look at what I kind of learned about learned from the class, but I kind of learned that what we're doing isn't helping. It's just going to slow down the rate that the planet's going to die at. And if we really want to save the planet, then we're going to have the government step in and, put laws in place to make it happen. And, if a bunch of people don't know that, then how are we going to enforce the government to do that or vote on
So the point is to get the
something?
word out to everyone.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt, and like you said, it's kind of a sad thing to learn about the class, but I learned that, like you said, the small things we think are helping and going green, they're not really doing anything, and to really help the planet, to really get us to turn away from, the climate change, we have to do bigger things, like, what they say, like, reduce deforestation by, 50%, it's like, we need to, there's so much more that is out of our hands that needs to
Find
be
a cheap, reliable, abundant source of electrons.
We can't. I'm not that smart. I'm failing physics, so I can't do that. But we need to start by voting in government officials who can then, go to scientists and make them do it. And then from there, that's where we can have the true effect on the climate. And what we do, recycling a plastic bottle is not enough. We're not going to save the planet.
Yeah. Just what the regular population has to do to influence the government to actually make a move, because they're the bigger people to actually take care of those things that are necessary to actually keep us alive and keep the planet alive.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing that we can do right now, instead of turning off the water, is basically just get the word out that the small things you're doing aren't going to save the planet, because like we've all reiterated, it's the higher power that needs to do something.
So like you said, the first step is getting the word out and getting the word out that there needs to be bigger things that must happen, or the world will end. Mm-hmm. There's very huge things that must happen, and once we get the word out, then we can then vote in officials who can then make the changes that need to be made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So that's pretty much a sum up of,
But we've had fun this term, and
we've learned
a really
lot.
Good class.
We didn't necessarily learn a lot, as far as giving us a test, be able to quote off statistics, but we've learned a lot personally.
It's a lot more than just memorization and everything like that, which is most of our core classes.
I think a lot about Global Realities for me was finding out about what I was passionate about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, goodbye.
Bye.